As you all know that followed by any natural disasters, there will be some medical situations, and therefore it is imperative for us to keep the populations aware of the consequences of various disasters. So after effects of the floods requiring medical attention means the people must be informed, like what will be the consequences of events of floods, which will range from simple mosquito bites and its consequences to physical damage or physical trauma, or even to the mental psychological impacts and all. So they must be informed about it. So this creating awareness among these people is coming under the responsibility of state government, who have set up who is having a state disaster management authority, dedicated wing to take care of this. And the various hygienic practices are to be inculcated, or they are to be provided necessary awareness about it. And then medical stores, because we have seen the kind of the problems faced by us because of lack of sufficient medical kits and all, right, while dealing with corona. So similarly, for different types of disasters, there will be we'll be requiring different types of medical kits and all. So now, especially in the case of floods, we'll be requiring various antibiotics is required for all, and then vaccines and anti-snake venom. See, the bites by venomous creatures is one possible risk in the case of floods and all. So therefore that is required, and then diarrhea and all other waterborne issues also will be common, and therefore we will be requiring preparation for that. And then patient evacuation plan. So each of the paramedical staff must be trained for resuscitation and triage, etc. And each of these hospitals must have a patient evacuation plan. And similarly, the people who work at NGOs or at the ground level, okay, they must be trained to regarding the evacuation plan, etc. Okay, they must be trained enough. And resuscitation is a process of correcting the physiological disorders such as lack of breathing, heartbeat, etc. in the case of acutely ill patient. And it is an important part of intensive care medicine, trauma surgery, and emergency medicine. So cardio pulmonary resuscitation, മൗത്ത് ടു മൗത്ത് റെസിസിറ്റേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയും. നമ്മൾ അങ്ങനെ ശ്വാസം കൊടുക്കില്ല, ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ആയിട്ട് ശ്വാസം കൊടുക്കുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ ട്രയാജ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇസ് അസൈൻമെൻറ്റ് ഓഫ് ഡിഗ്രി ഓഫ് ഏർജൻസി ടു wound or illness to decide the order of treatment of a large number of patients or casualties. To എന്ത് തരത്തിലുള്ള ട്രയാജ് ചെയ്യാന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ എന്ത് തരത്തിലുള്ള ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റാണ് ആ പേഷ്യൻറ്റിന് കൊടുക്കേണ്ടത് എന്ന് മുൻകൂട്ടി തീരുമാനിക്കുന്ന ആ ഒരു പ്രോസസ്സിനാണ് ട്രയാജ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, അതായത് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരേ തരത്തിലുള്ള അവസ്ഥയായിരിക്കില്ല. കുറേ പേരെ ഇവാക്യുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്തു, അതിനകത്ത് കുറച്ച് പേരെ നമുക്ക് ഇന്ന തരത്തിലുള്ള ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് കൊടുക്കണം, കുറച്ച് പേരെ വേറൊന്നിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുപോകണം. അതാണ് അങ്ങനെ ആ ഒരു പ്രോസസ്സിനാണ് ട്രയാജ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So they must be given sufficient training for that. And then disaster management plans, as we discussed, disaster management plans need to be prepared by all the hospitals and things like that. You can read it. It is very simple to understand this topic, and because I think I'm not extending it much. And the flood response team, see, there should be a flood response system, then institutionalization, evacuation plan. You can read and understand. I'm not elaborating on this. Estimation of severity of flood. You might have heard that immediately after the occurrence of a flood, our governments, state and central government, will come up with some very extraordinary figure and saying that this is the impact we had, financial impact we had because of this incident, right? So it is not possible for us to assess, to make an assessment, exact assessment of the damage which caused, but it is actually part of the disaster management preparedness and plan. Like they might have already come up with some thumb rule to estimate the approximate impact in case if a flood happens at a certain level. So that can be connected with the water level, correlated with the water level which occurs to that very particular place, right? So this kind of assessment. So these are the various activities and responsibilities of the authorized authorities, okay, disaster management authorities. Now the flood management plans, it's prepared by all agencies, will incorporate detailed guidelines for prioritizing implementations of various activities depending on magnitude and severity of flood. You can just go through this. And emergency search and rescue, as you might have heard one thing, that in the event of any calamity, any disasters, it will be the local community who will come immediately, who will be arriving at the spot immediately, and other specialized and trained team will be arriving later. So the neighborhood community and people must be trained about it. Even in our district, when I happened to discuss with the personnel from disaster management, district disaster management authority, could know from that they are planning to form a team of some 21,000 people to deal with the expected annual flood, okay, for this year. And so now to serve such a vast population in our district, even that's a question whether this 21,000 will be able to meet the requirement, or so that is a kind of alarming situation that we are reaching at. And then emergency, the state rescue team, NDRF, you can read that, okay? And then emergency relief and specialized team is there, and the other one is the local community, and other one is specialized team, including fire safety people, and then police officers, and then home guards and civil defenses, etc. All, even finally the military also will come for the disaster management. And then emergency logistics, equipment, then relief camps, temporary relief camps are all part of the logistics that is to be provided. And emergency medical response, the flood, you can